Right, so this is Mathematics 2023 GCE. Specifically, we are going to answer question 14 and question 16. So as for question 14, it is coming from bearings, and question 16 is coming from circle theorems. Okay. So question 14 is saying in the diagram, 3 points A, B, and C are on level ground. So the bearing of B from A, so the terms which are used under bearings, which are very, very important. Okay. So like this one here, which is from, okay, they are very, very important. So the bearing of B from A, it is what? 35. Now, as for bearings, they are represented by what? 3 figures. So in this case here, instead of writing 30, instead of writing what? 30 degrees, you're supposed to write what? 0, then you put what? 30. Okay. So bearings are represented by what? 3 figures. So when you find the answer like this one as 30, just include what? 0 in front. Don't include what? 0 at the end here. Which means if you include 0 here, which means the number is going to change from 35 to 350 degrees. Okay. So it is saying ABC is equal to what? 90 degrees. So as for ABC, it is what? 90 degrees. Even if they haven't included this information in the statement, wherever you see this symbol E on this triangle, this symbol E represents what? 90 degrees. Okay. And angle ACB is equal to what? 40 degrees. Angle ACB is what? 40 degrees. Even as for this one here, it can be written as what? 0, then you include what? 40 degrees like that one. Okay. Apart from that one, the angles or the interior angles in a triangle, they add up to what? 180. They add up to what? 180. So when you add this one plus this one plus this one, we're going to get what? 180 degrees. Okay. So we have this one here, which is what? 35. The bearing of B from A. So the bearing of B from A, this symbolizes that. Let's say, for example, if we have the line which is AB, like this one here. The line which is what? AB, like that one. Always, the bearing should come from what? From the north line. Okay. So at each point, you are supposed to draw the what? The north line. So in this case here, I can draw the north line like this one. I'm getting this north line from the compass. Okay. Even this one here, I can draw the what? The north line like this. Now, on this part here, they are saying the bearing of what? The bearing of B from A. Where are we coming from? We are coming from where? From A, going where? To B. Now, in this part here, bearings goes what? Clockwise. Like the way the clock ticks. It goes what? Clockwise. So in this case here, you can say the bearing of B from A is going to look like this. Okay. So this one here, it is our 35 degrees that you can see on this triangle. Okay. So apart from this one here, let me read the questions. So the question here, it is saying, calculate the bearing of A from C. So in this case here, we are coming from where? We are coming from C, going where? At point what? A. Or to the line where? Or to line what? A. So in this case here, I'm going to draw the what? The north line at point what? C. So I'm going to do like this. Okay. So once I do like this, remember, here I'll say bearings, they go clockwise. So which means for us to reach point A or line A here, we need to draw the what? The clockwise direction like this one here. Okay. So this one here is the what? The bearing of A from C. Okay. The bearing of A from C. Now in this case here, we have been given the information which is saying angle ABC is equal to what? 90 degrees. Now, let's have an example. If we extend this line here, the north line, if we extend this north line here, like this one here, we are going to find that this angle here will be alternate to this angle here. What I mean on this point here is that this point here or this angle here is going to form a Z shape with this one here. That is what? Alternate. Now when you say this one is alternate to this one here, which means if this one here it is 35, which means even this one is going to be what? 35. So this one here also is going to be what? 35 degrees. Now 35 degrees here, it is ending on this point here. Only this part here, it is what? 35 degrees. Now in this question here, or in the statement was saying that angle ABC is what? 90 degrees. Now, the angle here, it is what? 90 degrees. Now, for us to find this angle here, what are we supposed to do? We are going to subtract this 35 from where? From 90. So I'm going to say 90 minus what? 35, like this one here. Okay. Then from there now, I'm going to borrow 1 from where? From 9. And then 9 is going to become what? 8. Then this one is going to be what? 5. Then 10. Okay. 10 minus what? 5. I'm going to get what? 5. Then 8 minus 3. I'm going to get what? 5. Which means the angle here is going to be what? 5 degrees. When you add 55 degrees plus 55 degrees, we are going to get what? 90 degrees. As for the angle A, B, C. Okay. So the reason why I'm doing this, I want to find this one here. Because they are excluding the O angle here from where? From 360. So which means on this part here, I can also say that this angle here is alternate to this one. Because they are forming a what? A Z shape. Okay. So which means on this part here, I can even include which one? This part here, which is what? 55 degrees. Okay. Now, remember, a complete circle, it has an angle what? 360 what? Degrees. Now, from 360 degrees, we are just excluding this part here. Okay. We are just excluding which part? This part here. So now, for us to exclude this part from 360, I'm going to add 55 plus what? This one here. Okay. So I'm going to say, even when you go in an exam, do the same like the one I'm doing here. Okay. So 55 plus what? 40. So this one here I'm going to get what? 5. And then this one I'm going to get what? 9. Okay. So from there now we can say we are excluding what? 95 degrees from 360. So I'm going to say 360 degrees minus what? 95. Like this. So from there now I'm going to borrow what? 1 from 6, and then this one is going to be from what? 5. Okay. So I'm going to take this one. Then this one is going to be 10. So 10 minus 5, I'm going to get what? 5. Then from there now, 5 minus 9 times. So I'm going to borrow 1 from 3. Then 3 is going to become what? 2. So here I'm going to put it here. Then I'm going to say 15 minus 9. I'm going to get what? 6. So I'm going to say 6. Then 2 minus 0. I'm going to get what? 2. So our bearing from A, the bearing of A from C, the bearing of what? Of A from C, it is going to be what? 260 what? 5 degrees. Okay. So the bearing from C to A, it is what? 260 what? 5 degrees. Now, as you can see here, I will say bearings are represented by 3 figures, right? So these are what? 3 figures. Okay. So this one what? 260 what? 5. Then apart from that one, we also have this one here to say the bearing of A from B. The bearing of A from B. Where are we coming from? We are coming from where? From B. Going where? At point what? A. So now, on this part E, I'm going to say we are coming from B going where? To point what? A. Now, as you can see here, if I extend this line here, okay, let me just draw it solid, okay, so that you understand on this part here. Just ignore about this one. Just ignore about this one, okay? You can also take it as well, like that, okay? So if I draw the solid line like this one here, I'm going to find that this one here is going to become a straight line. Now, the angle of a straight line always adds up where? 180. So here we can conclude that the bearing, if you move from this point here up to this point here, you're going to have what? 180 degrees. Up to this point only, you're going to get what? 180. Now, they are saying the bearing of A from where? From B. So which means we are ending here. So now, if we end here, we are getting what? 180. Now, what about this one here? Remember, the angle from this point here up to this point here, the angle from this point up to this point is what? 35 degrees. So for us to find the bearing of A from B, we are going to say 180 minus 180 plus what? 35. So here we are going to get what? 5. Then here we are going to get what? 11. So I'm going to say 1 remainder what? 1. Then from there now I'm going to say 1 plus 0 is 1. Plus this one, I'm going to get what? 2. Let's hope we are together. Let's hope we are what? Together. Okay. So here I'm saying this one here it is 35. Now the straight line here, the straight line it has an angle of 180. Okay. So now when you end here, you're going to get what? When you come from this point here and end here, you're going to get 180. Now the question is saying we are supposed to end here. So now we know that this one here it is 35. Now 35 plus 180, that's what I was doing here. Okay. So you can say 0 plus 5, we are going to get what? 5. Then 8 plus 3, we are going to get 11. 1, then what? 1. Then 1 plus 0, we are going to get what? 1. Plus 1, that is what? 215 degrees. So our answer here is going to be what? 215 degrees. Okay. Then apart from that one, we also have question 16. So let me look this part here. Yeah. So question 16 is saying in the diagram, A, B, C, and D are points on the circumference of a circle with center O. BD is equal to what? AD, which means BD is this one here. The line BD, this line here, is what? Line BD is equal to AD, which means the angle here is equal to this angle here. Okay? Yeah. And ADB is equal to what? ADB is equal to what? 40 degrees. Okay. So the first one is saying find O, let me say find AOB. We are getting AOB, which is this angle E. Now, if you apply theorem number 1, you are going to find that the angle at the center is twice the angle at the center of the circle is twice the angle at the circumference of the circle, which means this angle here is twice of this one. When you say twice, which means at this point here, this angle here is coming how many times here? 2 times. Which means for us to find this one here, I'm going to say 2 multiplied by what? 40. Then the answer is going to be what? 80 degrees, like that. Okay. So our answer here is going to be what? 80 degrees. Then, as for BCD, where's B? This one. BCD. Remember, this one here, it is our what? Our 80 degrees. Now they are saying we need to calculate what? B, C, and D. This angle E. How to get it? Now, for us to calculate this angle E, the first thing here, I'm going to calculate this one E. Because I know that A, D, C, B, and back to A, it is forming a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay? So now, on a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles, they add up to 180. So if I have this one here, it is very easy for me to find this one here. So I'm going to say, let me find this one here. And remember, the question was saying AD is equal to what? BD. So now on this part here, I'm just going to choose any variable, like x. So if I say this one is x, then this one is x, I'm going to say A, D, and B, and back to A. They are going to form a what? A triangle. Now, angles or interior angles in a triangle, they add up to what? 180. So if I add x plus 40, I'm going to get 180. Okay? So x plus what? X plus what? 40. I'm going to get what? 180. Then from there now, I'm going to say x plus x, I'm going to get to x. Then from there now, this 40 here is going to cross an equal sign and it will change to what? Minus. Okay? So I'm going to say 180 degrees minus what? 40 degrees. From there now, I'm going to say 180 minus 40. I'm going to get what? 140 degrees. Then from there now, I'm finding the value of x here, which means here I'm going to divide by what? By 2. Even here by what? By 2. This one and this one, they are going to cancel each other. Then here I'm going to remain in what? X. So my x is going to be 2 into 2. That's what? 1. Then 2 into 14. That is what? 7. Then 2 into 0. That's what? 0. So our value for x here is going to be what? 70 degrees. So which means the angle here is going to what? 70 degrees. Even this one here is going to what? 70 degrees. Now remember, I will say A, D, C, B, and back to A. They are forming a cyclic quadrilateral. Now this angle here is opposite to this one here. So for me to find this angle here, I need to say this one plus this one, I'm going to get what? 180. So in this case here, I'm going to say, let me choose the variable here. Let me use what? Y. Okay. So I'm going to say y plus this 70 degrees. I'm going to get what? 180 what? Degrees. Then from there now, then you correct the right terms. So this 70 is going to cause an equal sign and it will change what? Minus. So 180 minus what? 70 degrees. So y is equal to, so 180 minus 70 degrees. The answer is going to be what? 110 degrees. Which means the value of B, C, D is going to be what? 110 degrees. Now on this part here, if you leave your answer on this part here, they are not going to mark you. Here I've just chosen the what? The variable to use to help me to answer this question here. So at the final answer, don't leave your answer like this, okay? Just like BCD is equal to what? 120 degrees, okay? Then the last one. The last one is saying we need to get what? We need to calculate O, B, then D. O, B, D, which means this angle here, only this part here. Let me try to do this. Only this angle here. E means this one here, upper. Okay? So now, for us to calculate this one here, we are going to say line OB is a radius. And also line OA is the what? The radius. Now, radius are equal or radii are equal. Which means if they are equal, they are going to have the what? The same angle. The same angle. So in this case here, the O angle here is what? 7 degrees. Even this, the O angle here is what? 7 degrees. Now, radii are equal, which means the angle here is equal to this part here. All together. So which means here, even here, I'm going to choose the what? The variable. So let me choose x. So I'm going to say this one here is x. Even this one is what? X here. Now, as you can see, O, B, A, and back to O. It is forming a triangle. Now, interior angles in a triangle, they add up to what? 180. So in this case here, I'm going to say, if I add x plus 180, I'm going to get, let's say, x plus 8, I'm going to get what? 180. So I'm going to say x plus what? 80 degrees. I'm going to get what? 180 degrees. Then from there now, I'm going to say x plus x, I'm going to get what? 2x is equal to 180 degrees minus what? 80. So on this part here, I'm just correcting the what? The right terms, okay? Minus what? 80 degrees. Then from there now, 2x is equal to 180 minus what? 8. I'm going to get what? 100 degrees. Then from there now, I'm going to divide by what? By 2. Even here by what? By 2. So this one and this one, they are going to cancel each other. So x is equal to 2 into 2, that's what? 1. Then 2 into 100, I'm going to get what? 50 degrees. Which means angle ABO is equal to what? 50 degrees. Or in short, this angle here, it is what? 50 degrees, right? Even this angle here is what? 50 degrees. Now, remember, the O angle here, it is what? 70 degrees. Now, they are just looking for this angle here, which is OBD, which is this part here. Now, our 50 degrees here, it is ending on this part here, coming from this part and anywhere on this part here. So, which means for us to find this angle here, only this part here, we are going to say 70 degrees minus what? 50 degrees. Then the answer that we are going to get will be what? The angle for OBD. So in this case here, I'm going to say 70 degrees minus what? 50 degrees. Then the answer is going to be what? 20 degrees. Now remember, this one here is not bearing. You're not supposed to add 0 there. This one is not what? Bearing. So that was the last one. Thanks for watching. Okay.